so you've dedicated yourself for this next 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Away we go. So just kind of rub the hands together. We're going to take a nice big breath in. Exhale. Good. Just relaxing your hands in your lap. Drawing that breath in the nose and out the mouth. Eyes closed. A nice slow, methodical breath. No pacing, no particular pacing rate at this moment in time, but just nice and slow and enough breath for you to be able to tune into your own movement, your own awareness, your own breath. In the nose, out the mouth. If you want to just let a couple of sighs out of the mouth, breathing in the nose and out the mouth, it helps to magnify the vagus nerve. So it stimulates that vagus nerve more. There's a laryngeo, it's called laryngeo, the larynx, the throat, the vocal cords. They have a branch to your vagus nerve, as well as there's an auditory nerve, ear nerve branch to the vagus nerve. So when you hear the sound of your sigh and you make this vibration of your sigh, it ripples through and it activates the vagus nerve. And as that vagus nerve is being activated, it deactivates the stress pathways in the body. Good, just a few of those, just to get that hum, that rhythm going. Slow breath in the nose and out the mouth. Five to 6 breaths per minute have been shown to begin the process of balancing out your heart rate variability. So that's anywhere between 5 to seconds on the inhale, 5 to 7 seconds on the exhale. That'll produce that, which we practice here a lot. So let me just make some connections for you as you regulate your breath to the 5 or 6 breaths per minute. That promotes heart coherence and increased heart rate variability, which promotes power and balance in the nervous system. And then you add in a relaxed sigh, which further stimulates the vagal system and de-anchors us from the stress response. So just with a simple controlled breath with an auditory sound, you've now captured an entire part of the nervous system that books have been written about. The only challenge with us is that we just don't do it enough. Good, just placing your hand palm over palm on your chest. We're gonna add the breath in the nose, out the mouth. And just very gently focus on the movement of whatever movement you can grab from this particular area. Let the rise and fall of the rib cage, nice and slow. Good, I want you to keep going, and what I want you to do here is I want you to add that sigh on the exhale. But I want you to do it so that you keep track of this upper body. And I want you to note the movement change that happens over time as you increase that vibration. Good, and just hover there. Keep the hands there. It's gonna take a little bit of work. It's gonna take a bit of energy to keep this going. Easy to do for maybe a couple times, but it's gonna get a little bit more difficult as we get into 10 or 11 times. Just keep your focus. So extend that breath all the way out, as far as you can go. Nice and slow, slow it down. Good. Beautiful. And just relax that. Relax your hands in your lap. What I'd like us to do is just explore some of the movements. So we're going to explore the flexion extension. We do not want to forget about this beautiful spine of ours. It is such a source of youthfulness and vitality. We could not let it down by ignoring it. So we're going to focus on this flexion extension and really get some beautiful range moving back and forth. Feeling those shoulders, the more you do this, the more you can get those shoulders opening as you push that spine forward. So push your limits. And then as you really push that spine forward, you can drop the head back. Good. Excellent. Give it a good little workout. Good. Now pause for a moment. Take a big breath in. Hold that breath and do 3 more spinal flexes. Good. Exhale. Take a big gulp of breath in again. Hold that breath. Do 3 more spinal flexes again. Hold that breath. Good. And then exhale. This helps to open that diaphragm a little bit more. Now we're going to bend side to side. So side bend to the right, side bend to the left. Good. Side movement, side to side. Really exploring that rib cage out to one side and then that rib cage that drives out towards that left side. When people talk about different neurological regulation tools or neurological tools, Moving your spine is actually like an exercise in neurology. It helps to stimulate areas of the brain. It helps to open up regions of restriction in the spinal cord, helps communication flow, helps cerebral spinal fluid move through the nervous system. So moving your spine back and forth and side to side is a neurological based tool to actually help the system to become healthier. Good, just pause there for a moment. We're gonna rotate our head to the left. And we're gonna swing that head all the way over to the right. Good, and over to the left. Over to the right. And back over to the left. And over to the right. Good, head back to the center. Bring your head all the way back as far as you can. And then bring your neck all the way down forward as far as possible. Good. Bring it back one more time. And all the way forward. Good. Now bring your head all the way forward for a moment. Let it dangle down and take a full breath in the spine while your head's tipped forward. Good, now tip the head all the way back. Take a full breath in. Bring your head all the way forward. Let that chin touch the chest. Big breath in. Then bring your head all the way back. Big breath in. Good, and then just relax into the sitting posture for a moment. Nice job. Clearing out some noise, some garbage out of the system. Good, and just stilling your own self, your own being, and relaxing kind of into nothing. Watch your posture. Shoulders are back. Be aware of where your pelvis is. Good, now just tip your head back on a 45-degree angle. Let your eyes roll up. With your eyes closed, roll up. Looking out the third eye or between the eyebrows. Hold your head at this 45-degree angle. Just slowly breathe in the mouth and out the nose. Hold your eyes looking up through that third eye. Nice and slow. Nice and long, nice and deep. Tipping the head back opens up the vagal system between the occiput, the base of the skull, and the first cervical vertebrae. Kind of like pushing the gap, the brake on the system, sort of pushing it down for a moment. Breathing in the mouth, out the nose. Open that breath through the upper chest. Good. In a seating position, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands. We're going to just bring the fingertips right to the heart. I'm going to put those in there. When we take a breath in, we're still going to tip our head back about that 45 degrees, but we're going to open up the arms. That's going to be the inhale in the nose. And then when we exhale out the nose, we're going to curl this back in. We're going to curl our head back in, and it's going to breathe out the nose. Then we're going to breathe in the nose and out the nose. And we're just going to do a nice slow rhythm to start. But the key is you get the extension from the upper back. Okay, so it's almost like we're amplifying that spinal flex that we started with, the flexion extension. And we're extending these arms out, and we're getting just, again, a continuation of the flexion extension pathways of the spine. Good. For this last minute, just know there's a minute left. Pick your pace up to what you think you could achieve in that 1 minute. Just find your max range. Good, you have 40 seconds to go. Good, last 20. Pump that energy. You're pumping your spine, getting that head into extension, getting that head into flexion, opening up those arms and shoulders, closing them back down. Continue to work that. Doing great. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to finish. Inhale, arms open. Now, as your arms are open, I want you to keep inhaling and pull that energy up the front of the body, all the way out the top of the head. So it's a full extension with a full breath pulling up the spine, all the way up the head. And then exhale. And then let your hands rest back into your lap. Eyes are closed. And just let that energy move through your system. Good work. And just nice and relaxed. Let that energy kind of pump through the skull. Feel it in the body. That particular exercise just matches to varying anxieties that we might have throughout the day. Helps to open things up. Remember, anxiety is just not for 20-year-olds. I mean, any layer of perceived threat or a little challenge in the environment is enough to promote or provoke anxieties within a system. It's basically just a circulating fight or flight response. Good, I'll get you to stand up for me. Good, bring those arms over your head if you're ready. Now, feet can be shoulder width apart. I prefer that because I'm going to be squatting. But I'm going to take a breath in, and we're just going to draw those arms through the crown chakra, through the third eye, through the throat, down to the heart. As I get the heart, I'm going to flip my hands. I'm going to start exhaling. I'm going to go through the third, second, and first energy center, down the legs, really feeling those. And I can stay just leaning over in a bent over squat, touch of the floor, or I can actually squat my knees. If your knees are strong enough and you can do it, and you like it, go down and touch that floor. Then I'm going to inhale. I'm going to pull that energy up my legs. And then I'm going to flip my hands at the heart. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to push that energy through the throat, third eye, out the top of the head, and release and exhale out. Then I'm going to inhale. And I'm going to flip at the heart, and then I'm going to exhale all the way down. Again, you can squat or you can just touch the floor. Good. Then the breath in. Good. And you're just going to find your rhythm of that inhale, exhale. The reason I like to squat is it gives me a little bit more of a physical workout. It doesn't change the energetic component necessarily, but it does give me a little bit more pumping the energy and blood flow through my legs, and I like that. I just like that feel. But if you don't have the knee capacity or the hip ability, and if you can't even go to the floor, then you could always go down and just do a semi-quarter squat to touch your knees. Beautiful. Good. Keep going. Doing great. Feel the power of this stage. This stage of healing, this particular exercise is designed for you to kind of touch all the bases. It's like the home run of exercises where you're really doing a vigorous breath. You're touching all the bases of your energy centers. You're also connecting with the earth, and you're also connecting with the surrounding auric field. And so it's kind of like one of those home run exercises where it incorporates a lot. It also, your whole spinal cord is running through its full range of motion. You are developing quad strength if you're squatting. So it's a quite a vigorous exercise. Good, last minute. So just guide yourself, pace yourself for about 1 more minute, just as we kind of really work this system. I love getting just a light graze of sweat on this exercise. Good. Last 30 seconds. You're on your way. Keep going. Awesome. Finish up with your breath. You're gonna exhale out the top, and then you're gonna take a big breath in. Big stretch. Exhale, release. Let your feet be shoulder width apart, palms facing outward. Shoulders are relaxed, beautiful posture. Find your best alignment in posture. Feel that energy in the hands and the arms. Beautiful. And then we're gonna come and lay on our back. And when we lay on our back, we're just gonna be with our legs up, and we're gonna be with our arms right by our eyes. And we're gonna be in this position right here as we hit the deck. Okay, so just get comfortable on your floor, and we're gonna elevate when you're ready. We're gonna give you about 30 seconds to get there. Okay, beautiful. Legs are up, hands are facing the ceiling. We're gonna start with slow rhythmic movements with the hands. Good. This is the first major exercise to demonstrate flexibility in your nervous system. So we visit this exercise often. So we make circles like about the size of a tennis ball with your hands. And then we're gonna roll open those hips. We're gonna rock those hips back and forth about the size of a golf ball. So you're working these two rhythms together. Now, they could be chaotic. They don't need to be in synchronized fashion together. They could be all over the place if you really want them to be. You almost want to lose a little bit of control, and don't try to rigidly control the rhythm. Let your body kind of find what feels right, okay? Then you're going to breathe in the mouth and out the mouth. If you can't do that, you can breathe in the nose and out the nose if you need to, but breathe in the mouth, out the mouth if it's possible. And then you're going to relax the neck. So that neck becomes the bobblehead. And let your energy just work the movement of the head, the neck, the arms and the hands, and those hips. So you have 3 moving parts of the spine, along with the breath in the mouth and out the mouth. Can you do this sitting? Of course you can. So you can do the exact same movements in a sitting position. Your toes could be touching the floor. They could be off the floor. You could be doing like an ab workout at the same time, breathing in the mouth and out the mouth. It's all a demonstration of neurological coordination and frontal lobe access to the brain. It also demonstrates spinal flexibility and the movement of Kundalini energy and cerebral spinal fluid through your spine. Emotionally, it begins to destabilize rigid patterns that have developed along the spine and spinal cord that you've embodied. Good. So deep breath in the mouth and out the mouth. Keep making those circles, doing great. If you can, if you have the capacity, while you're inhaling, just pull the energy visually from the bottom of the spine, pull it up to the shoulders. And then as you exhale out the mouth, just let it trickle back down like a little waterfall back to the pelvis. And then you're gonna pull that breath, that water up the spine. And then you're gonna, once it hits your shoulders, you're gonna let it just trickle back down to that pelvis. All the while keeping that rhythm of your neck and your shoulders and your hips moving. We have 1.5 minutes to go. You're doing great. If you need to rest, rest for a moment and then get back into it. If your mouth's getting dry, just take a quick swallow, pause, and then get back at it. If your abs get sore or tired, you could merge with the pain. You could know that it's going to end, and there's a willingness and a courage to stick with it. If you have a pain, you could also choose to pause and honor it. Good. Remember, bring that energy from the bottom of the spine to the shoulders. On that exhale, you're letting it trickle back down. Hips, hands, and neck. Keep it relaxed, keep it juicy, keep it relaxed. Beautiful. Finish up with your last breath. Beautiful. And then just relax. Just relax your body. Good. Just relaxing. I want you to just now take a look at the toes and the shins and the quads and your hips, your pelvis, your mid-back, your shoulders and arms, and just begin just to move around, reposition. Just be like water. Be like water. Kind of just moves. Bruce Lee says, be like water. So just kind of move around a little bit. Feel the body through. Almost like if you were to just do a little dance with yourself on the floor. You're just dancing. You're just moving. You're feeling the connective tissue. You're feeling the range. Sometimes you're pausing to stretch. Then you're feeling back into the body again. And just kind of keep working that. Good. Beautiful. We're going to do now a modified stage 7. So what I want you to do is you're going to bring your arms, as long as your shoulders work, bring your arms and shoulders over your head. If you need to splay them out like a cross, then just keep them out to the side if they don't move all the way over your head. So wherever your range is with your shoulders, you're laying on your back, those shoulders as best you can go over your head. If they need to be out to the side, then so be it. What you're going to be doing, which you can practice right now with those arms either out to the side or above your head, the back of your hands, if possible, in an ideal position, should be touching the floor behind your head. So get those all the way back if you can. Now, I just want you to practice just kind of squeezing your fists and relaxing and stretching your fingers. Squeezing your fists, relaxing and stretching the fingers. Squeezing the fists, and relaxing and stretching the fingers. Now with your arms in that position, I want you to stretch those fingers and also point your toes at the same time. So you're going to stretch those toes and fingers, and then I'm going to have you actually bring your toes towards your nose while you're squeezing your hands. That's going to be part of the exercise. Then you're going to point your toes, you're going to open your fingers and stretch them open, And then you're gonna exhale and close them down. Close everything down, bring your toes to your nose, squeezing those hands. Okay, good, just like that. That's part of the mechanism here. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a big breath in, opening the hands and pointing the toes. That's the expansion phase. So it's a big breath with a big stretch. So the arms and the legs are stretching, the toes are pointing, your fingertips are stretching, and then you're exhaling and you're pulling those toes towards the nose and you're squeezing your hands. And then you're taking a big breath in, expanding, stretching. And then when you exhale, you squeeze those hands and you pull those toes to the nose. While you're squeezing, though, pause, while you're squeezing, squeeze those legs and squeeze those arms towards almost like you're doing an abdominal crunch. Okay. And then you're going to stretch out again. Big breath in, everything stretches. Exhale, out the mouth, you compress. Breath in. So you're pumping that breath. You're exhaling a whoosh. We're only going to do this for 20 more seconds. It's an aggressive move. It's a hard move. Within just a few short breaths, you might even actually start to develop a little bit of a sweat. Squeeze. Make that squeeze so deliberate. And then open it up. Take a big breath in, hold the breath. Hold it. Hold that breath, stretch a little more, hold that breath. Hold it. Exhale, release. All the way out. And then just completely relax your body. If your arms are over your head, just bring them to your side. That starts to send those tingles through the body. That starts to energize the system. Good. Now slow the pace down of your breath. This is where we're going to go into breath control. So I want you to breathe 11 seconds in and 11 seconds out. Let the busy mind try to organize itself and become coherent and synchronized with this particular breath. We want your beta brainwaves to sync up with your theta brainwaves. It maximizes memory and memory synthesis. The movement of information from short to long-term memory occur when beta and theta synchronize. So we're going to let our betas synchronize with this breath, 11 seconds in and 11 seconds out. Imagine knowing that this particular pattern of breath and this pace supports your memory. where you have to start off very slow to get to that 11 seconds in. You gotta start out very slow, and when you're exhaling, that first part of that exhale has got to be slow. So it's very controlled, very refined. That's where the betas are still involved. You're still focused, but you're also going at such a pace that invites the theta brainwaves to the surface as well. Good. Now, with that breath, start expanding your mind to the spheres around you. Now, we'll just move from a self absorbed awareness to an other absorbed awareness as we stretch and expand our mind around and outside of our body. Go 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet around you, and just keep stretching. And what's being alive and being vital and being healthy without being able to transmute that over to somebody else? So pick someone in your environment, visually pick them and pull them into your domain, pull them into your circle of your mind for a second. Pull them within that 15-foot parameter. Bring them close in your mind's eye. Have them sit beside you. Just make a decision, for like, who would I love to assist? Who needs my help? Who needs my voice? Who needs my encouragement? Who do I need to double down on to share and express my love? The gift of breath and the gift of awareness is the opportunity to give that as well. That's part of stage 11. So who do I want to share my breath with, which could be your voice? Who do I want to share my love with, my affection with, my connection to my body with? Good. And just feel into that. Feel into that range. Feel into those people around you or person. And amplify the feeling, because that's part of what integrates the rhythms of the brain and the heart and the autonomic nervous system is the feeling component, not just a thinking component. So I want you to encourage you to feel your way into this as well. Draw that inner empath for you and feel your way into their space. Feel your way into their life in your unique style. The sharing of information is intimacy. The sharing of information, the sharing of energy. There's a level of intimacy there. And then when you're ready, we're gonna slowly sit back up. So take your time, roll off the floor, and then just have a seat. Good. And with the legs open, we're gonna just start by finding our posture and our awareness of where our body is in space. Feeling our shoulders and our neck, just knowing that we got it, everything's still attached. And I want you just to draw that energy. You're gonna draw your energy and breath up the spine, in the mouth, and we're gonna pull it up the spine, through the throat, and we're gonna let this upper chest open. We're gonna let the head tip back. We're gonna visualize breathing out the top of the head. And that's the inhale, that's the peak top of the breath. And then as you exhale, just let everything dissolve back down to the base. This helps to create a magnetic charge as we pull energy up, pull cerebral spinal fluid and squeeze it up. So we're gonna just draw that energy up. We're gonna pull it and squeeze it with our breath. Visualize like a squeeze, like a pump up the spine, all the way to the base of the brain. You're gonna push that energy out the top of the head, squeeze it out the top, and then exhale out the nose. Everything returns back to neutral. Good, hold that breath in again. Really get a squeeze at that top, squeeze those spinal muscles all the way up the top, and then exhale out the nose. Good, bring the breath in again. You're gonna breathe up. There's gonna be one modification here. I want you to breathe up. Hold, squeeze up the spine, squeeze up the spine. Your head's gonna still tip back. Push out the top of the head. Hold the breath at the very top. Hold it at the top. Now what I want you to do is I want you to squint your eyes and squeeze your nose. Just squeeze it with, make your nose sprinkle. Squeeze it. Scrunch it. Scrunch your nose muscles, your eyes, and your forehead. Scrunch it, and then release. Exhale. Let everything fall back to neutral. The nasal scrunching helps to move cerebral spinal fluid different. One last time, breath comes in. Pull up, squeeze up, all the way the breath comes up, squeezing out the top of your head. Pull, 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 hold that. Hold it, and now scrunch the forehead, the eyes, and the nose. Scrunch it, make it scrunching, scrunch, scrunch. Scrunch and contract. It's an odd feeling, but scrunch and contract it. And then release, exhale. Just relaxing. Relaxing your eyes and your forehead. Continue to relax your mind in this position until you feel a very gentle little rhythm in your spine. All you need to do is just keep relaxing your mind so that you feel the spine. What you're going to feel in there is a little bit of the charge, the circulating charge. It could be very, very microscopically subtle or very obvious. Soften the mind, just keep relaxing it. You might notice a little Feel a teeter-totter in your spine, very small. Good. Bring your hands just to your upper chest, palm over palm. Breathing in the nose. Feel the movement of the breath under your hands. And exhale. Nice soft breath in the nose and out the mouth. Beautiful. Just relax your hands in your lap. Well, congratulate yourself for showing up. Beautiful